Hello, everyone. Hello, I'm Darnell.
I'm Angela.
And this is Garrison House. Yeah, we are here live today.
Yes.
Going through our one of our sites is now. I'm like, what? Oh, well, we'll fix that. It's our Kashmir TV. So if you want to watch us on Kashmir, it's on Roku, so you can catch us there. All right, so we got a really good program for you today. You know what, honey? I forgot to start the timer. Oops.
Did I say hi, I'm Angela?
Yes, you did.
Oh.
And yes, you did.
Oh.
Now, even though that's up early, but we want you all to go ahead and go to shop.garrisonhousepodcast.com. I'm so glad that that's up. And you can visit our merch store. You know, we're working to get this store going, and you can pick up a couple of these cups. I would tip this one over, but I got my water in it. Faith Over Fear cup. We got some nice cups right now. We have cups. We have mugs. So come on in.
Yeah, we're going to start doing some T-shirts. So if you want to come in and get some T-shirts, we're going to have that available for you.
Yeah, we'll do the Faith Over Fear T-shirt. We're going to do all that. And, you know, we got a lot coming on board with it. So look for it. Come on over there and come on over to our podcast store and check it out. And, you know, help a brother and sister out.
Yes, and as you were on the that's Shop Along Cafe, and then of course I think it's shop.Garrison House Podcast.
Yeah.
If you go to GarrisonHousePodcast.com itself, you can see previous shows. We have highlighted shows. And then once you click on the show, you can also leave a tip for us if you'd like to go ahead and donate to our cause. No, I'm just kidding. We donate to us. We are also movie producers. And
right.
So we are looking to produce movies, shorts, miniseries. And that way it'll be on our platform, KashmirTV.com, and also on any platform that we will have it on. As you can see here, also there is our other YouTube sites that we are also a part of. And you see there was that tip jar there. You can see our tip.
It's right there. And also, you know, you can even just click on one of our
videos.
And when you scroll on, you can go there and you can watch previous episodes.
Yes.
And you know, we give you a little more detail. Then if you want to support the broadcast, you can go ahead and support it there.
Us. Yes.
So we have everything you need right there in one big shop.
Also, please, if you are watching on Rumble, if you are on Rumble right now, please go ahead and hit that follow button on Rumble. Appreciate it. If you're watching on RTN, thank you, RTN family.
Yes,
hello,
RTN. Hey,
hello.
How's it going?
You guys have been showing out, so we appreciate you. Hello. If you don't mind, if you're watching us on RTN, go to our other platforms. Go to either YouTube or you can go to Rumble.
Well, just come on over to Garrison House Podcast.
Well, I'm just asking them to follow us on YouTube. And follow us also on Rumble, if you don't mind, and also on Facebook. Thank you so much. We had an uptake on our Facebook follow, so we appreciate it. Whoever has been following us so far, we appreciate that. And so, again, go ahead and go to our social sites in order to hit the follow, so that way you can, however you want to watch us. And also, we are also on KashmirTV.com, or because it's down right now, but also you can hit us on, if you have Roku, you can see us on Roku, Kashmir TV, and also BTV.
Yep, those are our platforms, and if you want to, just go to beacon333networks.com, and I should bring that up, but you can always see all of our broadcast platforms, and I'm surprised to see our sites. You know, that's one thing on a lot of websites, you don't always check them, and you see a site down and say, oh, I didn't know that was down. But anyway, let's get into our first part here. We are going to talk about basically my fitness journey. I mean, you don't know, I lost about 80 pounds, and it all was basically going through the process of basically getting trained, getting my body in shape, lost the weight. Now I'm gaining muscle, getting my strength back, being able to, you know, get up off the floor if I fall. You know, somebody did a thing about that falling, you can't get up commercial. Oh, I know that feeling. That was not a good feeling. So going ahead to AM Total Being Fitness and call them up at 248-480-0131. And you can also just scan this QR code for those of you who are watching on TV, and it'll take you straight to their site. Let them know you have watched us on Garrison House, and we said that it's a good place to come in get yourself together, get your health in order. And then if you can always stop in and get yourself a nice little smoothie if you want it. They're actually really good. So go ahead and give them a call at 248-480-0131 or info@amtbfit.com, or go to amtbfit.com for more information. So we're going to get on into our topic of the day. We're going to continue our conversation on what's happening with Don Lemon, and it's a lot going on there. He actually
we're going to just wrap it up right quick.
Yeah.
I'm not going too much more into it, but however, we know that Don Lemon was indicted on charges of the FACE Act. They had about maybe 32 overt acts. What are overt acts? It's just basically things that cause it for the indictment. Don Lemon may have been only in maybe 5 of the overt acts, because when the main one was him in an interview he did with the pastor, him being in disrupting the service. And one of the things I said is, it's no longer about him being a journalist and he had a right as a journalist. You got to put that aside, because first of all, no matter what you are, you do not have a right to come into a service, a place of worship when service is going on, and disrupt it with your own political agenda. That is not your platform to do it on. If you wanted to go, you could have picketed outside
Correct.
of the service and hold up your signs and say whatever you want to say, but you did not have a right to actually go inside the church and say it. Now, with Don Lemon, the whole thing about him being a journalist, that doesn't matter anymore. For me, I think the defense has to be different now, because now you have to justify, did he disrupt the service? Because whether you were a journalist, therefore as journalist, overall as a journalist, you still did not have a right to disrupt the service if it was going on.
Correct.
Even if you said you didn't say anything. But now your defense is, did you have any part of disrupting the service? So that's where the defense attorney needs to go into, because the defense about First Amendment and journalists does not play out for what you have done. A lot of people are saying, it's funny how people are coming to his defense, basically, and, it's the First Amendment right. You're violating his First Amendment right. That's journalistic. But did you not see the video? Did you not see that doesn't matter right now? Did he not the fact that he violated his First Amendment right, but what about the churchgoers? What about the people that were scared? There's a lot of stuff going on in churches these days, and you have somebody go into here and yelling and screaming about hands up, don't shoot. What do you think people are going to think about? They're thinking you are going to, and that is not the place to do it in. Inside the church is not a place to do it in. What was in your mind to think that was a good idea? As I said, if you were outside and picketing outside, just like even Don Lemon, if they were outside and picketing and you were recording them outside doing it, that's different. But you went inside also as they were inside, and we were recording them doing what they were doing. So, and people running out the side of the door. They said somebody actually broke their arm as they were running outside the door. So at this point, we both of us kind of, it's like agreeing almost his chances of actually getting indicted for this. If they can justify that he had no part in disrupting the service, basically, he has to throw the protesters under the bus, the leaders, basically. And that's what it is. And when I'm not going to play the Jimmy Kimmel because, but when he was on Jimmy Kimmel, of course he goes to Jimmy Kimmel because we know how Jimmy Kimmel is with Trump, hates Trump and everybody else. So he goes thinking he's going to get a pat on the back while he's in Jimmy Kimmel. But Jimmy Kimmel made a point. He's right in the beginning of the thing. He asked him point blank, as a journalist, do you think you should have gone inside the church, in so much words? Oh, he goes, well, I can't really say anything about that right now, but what I would say. Now, he had a whole bunch of stuff to say.
Right.
On his own platform, Or the fact that after the fact, even after he got indicted and got released, he had a whole bunch of stuff to say. Now he's saying, when he's on the Jimmy Kimmel, oh, I can't go too much in this, but I will say this. So, so that's kind of where the defense is right now when it comes to Don Lemon. It's not about your First Amendment right to be as a journalist. It's about, when did you disrupt the service while you were there? Because your First Amendment right outweighs what really, if you are being inside that sanctuary, disrupting the person's service, because you had no right to do that. Whether you were, even if you were a pastor coming in as a pastor, you don't have a right to come in here. So, yeah.
And then also, you have on the flip side what happened at New Birth. Because what happened with Don, now they want that pastor to be arrested. The difference between the two situations is this. Don Lemon went into an active church building, into the sanctuary, and they did it in the sanctuary, which violates violates federal law.
Right.
The gentleman who, I do not remember his name, however, he was in the vestibule.
Right.
He really wasn't protesting. He was just spewing the word of God.
Speaking back and forth, condemning and judging.
And both of them were absolutely 100% wrong. I don't care where you stand on it. You can say, well, he was right. No, both of them were wrong for what they're doing. The difference is one broke federal law and one trespassed. And that's the two differences.
And Jamal Bryan is trying to say, where was he? Why can't you indict him? Well, you could have charged him for trespassing.
Right.
But what were you? You didn't even charge him for trespassing. Right. So it's too late now. Right. I mean, I guess it's never too late.
Well, the problem is you got to get, maybe he needs to go, he's not in Fulton County. He's in DeKalb. So he can't use Fulton County. So he would have to find somebody that's going to try to do it, but that's a federal law. That's not a state.
It's no different if I would have gone in there and just started talking up and down the vestibule, just spewing nothing, saying nothing. Because what he said, I mean, he just told them, y'all in judgment. He did not disrupt the service. No. The service was still going on. And the sanctuary was still going. Everything was still going on. When finally security showed up, I mean, he was talking for at least about 5 minutes.
Right.
And then security, so you can see the ushers are trying to get somebody. So finally security, and ushered him out. And he just kept talking.
He was preaching all the way
out the door. So he didn't stop. He didn't, he waited until he got outside. So once he just ushers himself around outside. So they told him to leave, so he left.
Correct.
The problem was done. They didn't leave.
No.
They stayed there. They blocking the other people from leaving.
And also the next problem between the two is what happened with that. The older gentleman was nobody fled the building and got hurt. In the case, what happened with that organization, people got injured. Now, this is something that, why was he indicted then? Simple. He can get off. But the point is he received an indictment, which opens the door for a possible civil. Mm-hmm. So once you get this indictment, similar to happened to Rudy Giuliani, people can now say, oh, you got indicted federally, so now I can come after you civilly. So you have people there who can come in and say, well, we're going to sue you civilly. This is not going to be a cheap case. That's one reason why he's not saying anything. This is very expensive. This is not going to be it's going to cost him a lot of money to pay for the attorneys. Federal cases, you need a team. And I will say that he's going to have to, I still believe he's going to get off probably with a fine and a civil. I believe that's what he's going to get. I don't believe he's going to go to jail. I know some people wish he go to jail. Y'all need to stop wishing that. Stop wishing the bad. I mean, what he did was wrong. And if you watched our podcast, go to Rumble. Actually, go to our website and look at the past too. So go to GarrisonHousePodcast.com and you can look at episode 312 and I believe 311. Well, the ones that have his graphic, watch those. One is an hour and 46 minutes. We really dig deep into the whole thing. We go deep into it. We actually show the video of him in the church, the video. Right. So we just don't show what everybody else is showing. We go to his page. We showed the portions of his actual real video that he did real time. And then last week we showed you the part where he was sort of like debating, should I do this? He had two chances. He had a chance to not do it. And anybody who's on the grand jury who possibly looked at that footage, which they did, they can see that he was thinking maybe I shouldn't do it, but he did it anyway. So it's always a good idea when you get that first thought that says maybe I shouldn't do this, don't do it. And it would have been different if he would have saw people coming out, running out, or if his producer would have went in, the young man that was with him would have went in and then waved them in.
Right.
That would have been different.
Right.
But there was another person there with her camera, with a flag on her microphone. She may be one of the redacted people on the indictment. Because
no, she's on there.
She's on the indictment?
Yeah, she was. It was they had her as a reporter. It was.
Bring yours up.
I think it's the Fort, Georgia Elise Fort. She was the other reporter.
Right.
So
and she was actually in the sanctuary. She disguised her gear in a backpack. She was actually in there. So she got it. But you only hear about Don because he's higher profile than Georgia.
Right.
Or if that is her name, we're not sure. Whoever the other young person is, we believe it is Georgia. Is alleged that it's Georgia Fort. So we want to use our words properly. So she's the alleged other reporter. So we want to make sure that, she's not getting the publicity because people don't care about her. I'm just being real. They don't really care about her. So they'll talk about Don because he's higher profile. And that's who they want the bigger money. And she made this, I believe she was smart enough not to record herself. And so I believe she might also be a little bit of a fine and don't do that again. So there is a difference in it. The difference is a fine versus, but they're hitting Don hard because he's got the money.
Well, one of the things, he was inside the sanctuary doing interviews. So they're saying because you was on the premises itself inside the church, this is reason why you were indicted. Whether it was everything was done and over, they're saying since you were inside. Now, he also did interviews when people were coming out of the sanctuary. Fair. So if the one that's coming out, you can say that one, that one was fine because it was already outside.
Right.
So if he would have just stayed outside, and as you saying, maybe his producer was gone in there, I don't know, probably or something. So all of them should stay outside and waited until after everybody came out, then gave the interview. So what did you think of what was going on? What was in your mind? Right. But you were actually inside on the premises. And so that's the reason why he got indicted because of that.
Yeah. If freedom of the press, and I keep saying this, I've been saying this, doesn't mean you can't become part of the story.
Right.
I mean, Geraldo Rivera, some people aren't old enough to remember Geraldo became parts of stories, but he was outside. I mean, he got beat. I think he got hit a couple.
It's crazy. I mean, the thing is, you can't say it's exclusive and you make up an exclusive.
Right, and it really wasn't exclusive.
News. Right,
it's somebody else that was there with you.
Right, so it's not. you can't make up your own news to say it was news. So that's what they're trying to say. You made it news because you were there. You were there on the pre-planning. Now, if you were just interviewing on pre-planning, and then maybe I don't know, showed up later, or they told him, okay, we're good, or if they secretly told him where they were going to go, and he showed up without being live from the beginning to the end. Sometimes we all get a little zealous, and that's kind of what it was. You got a young producer that was with him. He probably got a little zealous, and he said we need to go live because everybody else does live. And we know a lot of the social commentators were there. Nick Shirley, they wanted to be the next Nick Shirley. Nick Sorter, he was there. So they always wanted to be that next person. But they never interrupted anybody's service. Right. They interrupted the protesters, and protesters attacked them.
Right.
But they never interrupted an actual church service or anything like that. That's if Don Lemon went inside the detention center and stormed the detention center. That's kind of I'm here as a reporter. No,
they will kick you out. They will actually arrest you.
So that's kind of what
First Amendment does not cover as much stuff as the college professor told you.
Oh, that's a whole nother story right there.
And a lot of things in the First Amendment, we covered that too in previous episodes. So you need to go back to, because we don't want to rehash everything. A lot of what we've talked about is in previous episodes. So going over there and take a look at some, go to GarrisonHousePodcast.com, take a look at them, and you will be surprised at how deep we went into this. It's really important to understand that the First Amendment doesn't give you a right to just walk into any business. You can't even go into a grocery store, do what he did as a camera person. As I stated last week, there's a gentleman who's here at Fairlane Mall recording, and security told him, he said, well, I'm recording, it's my First Amendment, or something. He didn't even say that. He said, though it's a public place, you still have to obey the rules of the private property.
And that's the thing. They say, oh, it's public. Anybody could go in. And that's what the people's mindset is.
Right.
Oh, it's a public church. We have the right to be. No, you have the right to enjoy. No, you don't even have the right to do that. But you are welcome to the service and enjoy our service. But if you did not like our service, then that's your business and keep it moving. And then go outside there and do whatever you want to do. Right. But you cannot come into the service. You're free to come into the service, but you don't have the right to stand up with a agenda of protesting it. You did not have that right to do that.
And that's where we're standing on that, because this is some wacky stuff, wacky. And so we're going to go ahead and move to the next part. But
yes,
go to our previous episodes, take a look, GarrisonHousePodcast.com. And you can watch everything there. You can watch previous episodes.
And while you're there, go ahead and again follow us on our Rumble. Yeah. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook.
And we do a lot of our people probably go, why aren't you doing live on Facebook and YouTube? Because we can't say things we want to say without getting muted or getting some kind of drama.
Every Sunday.
Drama from them. And so we're here on Rumble. And then we are going to activate something on our Facebook and YouTube. It's just that we had to go where we're welcome to speak our opinions.
After a while, you can switch it over, babe. But after a while, every time we finish a segment on YouTube, on Facebook Live, and the next day we see this, you're muted in certain areas. I'm like, oh. Right. Because we say a word. I think one time I said, "Oh, our daughter's in the comments," or something like that, and we're muted because I'm like, my daughter is 28-some years old. She just happens to be grown. Oh, I said our baby. I think I said our baby. Right. I think that's what I said. But still, she's still my baby.
She grown.
She was just in the comments. She just left a comment.
And that's the reason why Rumble is starting to overtake YouTube and lives. People will say, "Oh, it's a conservative." It's like, no, everybody's here. If you come to the live section, you'll be surprised who's on Rumble Live.
And you can search us now on.
Yes, we're findable now. So we thank you all for Rumble for making that available, because we're loving it here. It's the safe place for us who can speak our mind. We may not agree with everybody on the platform. However, we are allowed to disagree. Right. And that's the best part about it. We may say something against the president, but guess what? We are allowed to do that if we, no matter who's in the White House.
We don't say nothing derogatory, because we still have to pray for our leaders. Right. But if we have an opinion, some things Trump does we don't like.
Sure don't.
Some things we do, some things he does is good for the country. So we don't actually have to agree 100%, because you're never going to agree 100% for what president is in the office. We never agree with Obama, Biden,
or any.
But some of the things they did was good, and some of the things just like Gavin Newsom. I didn't go that far, but Gavin Newsom, he just signed a bill where renters have to have appliances on a renter, which is just a given right. So I believe that too. If you're going to if you're renting out an apartment for $2,000-$3,000, there should at least be a stove and a refrigerator there too.
Bare minimum.
At least a bare minimum.
And that's a blast. Some things, like I said, some things politicians do is great. Some things they do is bad. There's some things Biden did. I was like, hey, that's not a bad idea, but the majority of stuff he did, I was like, what are you doing? Same with Trump. Some things he says, I'm like, hey, that's a good idea. But in other things, I'm like, dude.
What's going on?
But anyway, let's talk about the SAVE Act, because we got a few seconds left on this, which is Safeguarding the American Voter Eligibility Act. Now, we're going to cover this a little bit deeper. I'm going to dig deep into this. It's basically required documentary proof of U.S. citizenship, your passport, birth certificate. Basically, they're going to want your enhanced driver's license at some point. I'm just putting it out there. I believe they're going to say not even the gold star license is going to allow you to vote, though the Constitution still clearly states that the states have control over that. And you will hear governors saying, "Hey, I'm that we this we're not going to do it." However, the Patriot Act took away some states' rights, and that's one of the things we can say is the Patriot Act had a lot to do with removing a lot of rights that states had, and so states don't have as many rights as they used to because the Patriot Act removed a lot of it, and the federal government can. And if that's the case, why are we having enhanced driver's licenses if the federal government can't do certain things? Our new driver's license, enhanced license, came through a federal act. So there are things that the states are losing control over. It's because there have been, states don't clear voter rolls. And an example I have is one of our neighbors who's been deceased for decades. So when people started talking about this, I started looking up my family members, making sure they're not on the Michigan voter roll, because you can look it up. And I found one of our neighbors who had been deceased for 20 years still on the Michigan voter roll, which makes you wonder, are they still voting? So why are they still there? They've been deceased for such a long time. So that does happen. Things are missed. Voter rolls aren't being cleaned up. So basically the SAVE Act, from my understanding, and we'll dig deeper into it, from my understanding is that it will be required to clean the voter rolls, get people off that are deceased, and a faster way of doing it.
One of the things when you talk about enhanced ID, so I believe was it January that it's supposed to have gone, but then they pushed it until I think now you actually have to have an enhanced ID. If you don't have it, you'll get charged like $45 by TSA to fly. So they'll charge you $45 if you don't have one. The only thing when it was last year, it was last May, because it was right before my birthday, and I was going to get my enhanced ID. So I think you had to have it by that October of 2025. And so I had my birth certificate. And I think you needed a piece of a utility bill or some type of bill. And then they did state if you had a name change, you'll need something to prove the name change or something like that. So I'm like, that don't make sense, but okay. And I think I also had either my Social Security card or something. So when I got there, I made an appointment. I got there. They're like, well, do you have something that had your name change? I'm like, I've been married for 20, I've been married for 20, well, no, 9 years. She did ask me, well, how long you been married? I said 29 years. So she was saying if I was just newly married, now they could have looked back in the records, but because it's been 29 years, I actually had to have my wedding, my
marriage license.
Marriage license. Thank you. Marriage license. So I'm like, to say that what my previous name was, because they're still saying once you're married, you change your name when you're married. Now, maybe it's different if you hyphen your name, but once if you changed your name when you got married, you'll need not only just your birth certificate as a woman, you also need your marriage license. And so I actually sent off for it.
Took forever.
It didn't come until at least three months later. Yeah.
I could have drove to Lansing maybe 90 times to go get it.
When I had to go get my birth certificate, I don't know what it was for the past 29 years. We keep using it.
Fact, where is our marriage certificate? Oh, I know where it's at.
So I had to, so I did. I got my birth certificate. So my birth certificate had of course, my name on it, my maiden name on it, right? Because I was born, it was my maiden name. But I still needed something to show that I changed it to now my current with the Garrison. So as my married name. So that's what it was. And I forgot I had an old bill, or I had still with my maiden name. And I didn't think about it until later. Now.
Well, it's all good.
Tell my business.
It's all good. It's all good. We're getting ready to get the process. She's gonna get the full one, so we just drive to Canada. Because I haven't been to Canada since I was like 12 or 13. I want to go to Canada just because. But anyway, that's the point. The SAVE Act is basically saying we're going to now require this. But like I said,
that's the thing. That's the only thing I was going to say is that I didn't really care. That part I didn't care for. I mean, really.
Woosah.
I guess you can't say people sneaking in the country getting married, so you need some proof that you are a citizen of the United States, I suppose.
Yeah, well, that's our government for you. And yeah, I had to do that. And we are going ready to take a little music break because we got our brand new music video, brand new song that's coming out on the 14th. And also, if you go to our Raindrops on Roses Spotify, you can see our newest release, our newest album release. Actually, is episode 2 of our 3-part anthology. The song you're about to hear now is part of episode, or the third and final part of our anthology, which is Faith Over Fear. Take a look at this video. I've been getting responses for those who've had the private link, and the response has been phenomenal. So we want to come out of the politics, and then when we come back, we're going to go into our favorite topic, know your benefits. So take a look at this, and we'll be right back.
Wake up, oh sleeper. The night is far gone. The day is at hand. Wait. Up. Church. The walls are shaking, but the truth still stands. Kingdoms rise, kingdom fall in his hands. The culture loud, but the word still cuts. Sharper than a blade, breaking chains in us. We got pulpits quiet, pews asleep, while hell recruiting on every street. But the gates of hell will never prevail. We carry the keys, we tear the veil. Not built on trends, not built on fear. Built on a rock that's coming near. White horse rider, fire in his eyes. Every knee bends when the king arrives. If my people humble down, turn back, pray, let heaven sound. This ain't the hour to play church safe, this is battle mode. Take your mind. The Lion of Judah is taking his ground. We don't retreat, we advance in God. You are chosen, but we answer when heaven spoken. Wake up the church. This is the hour. Jesus is Lord and the kingdom is power. They say truth is hate and right is wrong, but the worst of living still marching on. They try to cancel Christ. The grave stayed empty. He wears the crown. Grace still says to many, this ain't politics. This is war. Principalities behind the door. We don't fight flesh, don't fight blood. We fight lies with the word and blood. Cross was heavy, crown was thorn, but the grave got robbed on the third morn. Now authority in Jesus' name. Every demon trembles when we proclaim. Wake up the watchmen. The Lion of Judah is taking his crown. We stand strong. We don't retreat, we advance in God. You are chosen, but we answer when heaven's spoken. Wake up the church. This is the hour. Jesus is Lord and the kingdom is power. Yeah. Apostle, foundation, prophet, revelation, evangelist, pastor, shepherd, the broken, teacher, truth spoken, fivefold, body unified, no more spectators, it's time to decide. Keys of the kingdom, authority bold, binding and losing like Jesus told. Word in our mouth, fire in our lungs. This ain't no church, this is kingdom come. They try to mute us, tried to shame, but hell's still nervous when we say his name. Not entertainment, not a show. This is blood, bar, power, let them know. Yeah. The Lord's side. Whose side you on? The Lord's side. Wake up the watchman. Sound the alarm. He's riding in victory, crown and sword. It's over fear, we're taking ground. Every knee bow, every tongue call. Many are called, you are chosen, but we were born for this moment. Wake up the church. The King is coming. Revelation rising. Jesus is Lord. Holy, hey. Holy.
website. So get it, share it. Share it. Share that video. We need to reach. And then when it drops on Spotify next week, share it again on the 14th. Share it. It's about ministering. And like I said, everybody that I've shared it with, they are sending me text messages. That song is fire. So, and they say even the video is fire. So I need you all to go ahead and get out there and start sharing that. Get that out there, but we want to get to our next topic, and we'll talk more about the music later. You'll catch us on when we do a morning show. We'll dig deeper into our music. But anyway, this is time for me to get her stuff together, and here it goes.
Yes. So we're talking about know your benefits. So we have been doing a segment on here about benefits, about health insurance. Understanding health insurance, understanding your prescription coverage. So I've been talking about segments. I haven't done one lately. And so I thought it was a good time to jump in because we know now there is Trump RX. Basically, he negotiated drug pricing for certain drugs, as you can see as it's scrolling up there. And one of the, so you just can't go onto the site and say I want this drug, and you can't. It's not like you're shopping, okay? So you still need a prescription. You still have to then you register, and then you have to present this prescription. I haven't really necessarily gone into the site itself to see, but these are, as you can see on the side here, these are some of the drugs that he had gotten. One of the ones that we can say for sure, one of the drugs. There's IVF drugs here, which is excellent. Some insurance companies don't pay for not IVS, but fertility drugs. Some insurances do not pay for that. So for negotiating the price for fertility drugs is excellent. We have the Wegovy pill, that's for weight loss. So that's a GLP for $149. Now this is monthly. Usually this is a monthly supply. So one of those things that you have to realize, so you will be paying $149 a month. Look, it's better than paying $1,300 a month. So that's one of the things. So with him, so you're looking at Wegovy. Let's take a look. So if we go to Wegovy pill, let's hit view details. And then it tells you, let's see here, what strength did you want? So let's say you wanted I didn't know it had a 4, but okay. And you wanted the 149, how it works. See here, there's the terms. So it looks like it says by continue confirm that it says accept the terms to get your coupon. Oh, so it's a coupon that you will get. And then I suppose you get your prescription and you go to the pharmacy. So pharmacies, what happens is, so it must be like it's like a prescription coupon. So if you were part of so if you ever had to use a coupon in order to get a lower copay, so let's say your copay was $25, and they say if you use this coupon, you get your copay for $10 or whatever. So in this particular case, that's probably what it is. It's like a little prescription card that has the pharmacy information down there, so that way you can get your coupon. Oh, there it is, right there.
Yeah, I'm looking at it on mine.
Yeah.
I just clicked. I'm clicking it.
So if you it's not, but you're not live.
I'm not logged in. I can bring me up.
Yeah. So if you can see here, oops, wrong way.
Wrong way.
All right.
There we
So
go.
yeah. So this right here. So that's the coupon. So if you what happens is you get your prescription. The doctor will send your prescription into the pharmacy, and then on this coupon, it has the information, and it will give you the cash price on it. That's actually pretty good. That's a really good deal. That way you don't have to pay nothing up front. It just gives you the pricing that you would need. And so it gets billed. Now, this is cash price. Now, if you have a deductible or any like that, it would not apply to the deductible. At least I don't think it would. This is only if you're doing, I'm assuming now, it's cash price, if you're paying out of pocket. Some insurances do not pay for they call them anti-obesity drugs. Some insurances do not pay for anti-obesity drugs. My insurance is one of them.
Yeah.
So, and some insurances do not pay for fertility drugs. My insurance is one of them. So in this particular case, you're talking about, there's one fertility drug here for, it's Gono F, regularly $1,000 for one pen. So you're talking about one cycle. And sometimes they ask you to go up a higher dosing. You're talking about one cycle for $168 a month. if you need it. That is excellent.
Wow.
For women who want to have children, and either the insurances, there's two insurance that's called IVF alone. Cash price is about $20,000 out of pocket yourself. I remember somebody when I used to work at a pharmacy. This person came in and they were talking about they went through 2 cycles of the IVF. They were I think they were on their 3rd cycle. So that's kind of how it is, and that was out of pocket, because insurances don't necessarily pay for these things anymore.
Yeah, they're kind of just in case, but we won't pay for nothing.
Right, and you have the Ozempic pen. That's the pen. Ozempic is FDA approved for type 2 diabetes. So if you have type 2 diabetes, insurances will pay for the Ozempic and the Mounjaro. They will pay for that. But if you're using it specifically for weight loss, then you would use the Wegovy tablet, or you use the Zepbound, which I believe here is the Zepbound. You'll use the Zepbound for that, for if you have to use it for weight loss. You can still use Ozempic if you're gonna pay out of pocket. You still can use it. But however, Zepbound, or I didn't see Mounjaro on here, but however, so basically these are brand name drugs. And one of the things, right, too, this Protonix over here for $200. Protonix comes generic. Okay. Now, I don't know if you want brand name, but I think they negotiated the brand name. So, but if you want the generic, it may be way cheaper if you get the generic, and most insurances do pay for it. So, so I'm just letting you know that there is a generic for Protonix.
Wow.
So that's one of the things you want to know. Now, Xeljanz, even though it says $1,500, Xeljanz is a specialty drug. So that's the reason why it's $1,500. It treats several conditions with inflammation, such as plaque psoriasis, psoriatic arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. It's a tablet form. They treat certain situations like that. And then we also have now Cortif. That's also generic. So you don't have to do. I think Farxiga just came generic. Don't quote me on that.
And she, you notice how she pronounces this. You know why she pronounces this good? Because she's been a pharmacy tech for decades, literally decades, 2 decades. That's wow, 2 decades.
That Nidjala, that's a growth hormone. And then Nicotrol, we know what a Nicotrol is.
Yep.
Now, Diflucan, or Diflucan, however you want to pronounce that one, that's brand name for $14. Now, I'm assuming they're talking about brand name because they got the brand names here. So I'm assuming they're talking about brand name. It comes generic. It's only 1 pill. Technically 150. It's like you only take, as a woman, it's for yeast infections and stuff, or anything dealing with yeast, whether it's fungal infections on your feet or something. But it's only 1 pill. You only take 1 pill. So technically $14 for a brand name Diflucan, or if you want to take a generic. One of the things also, just remember, if you're doing brand name drugs, do not go to your mom and pop pharmacy. They do not get now they may, I don't know if they're using this particular program, but the reimbursement rate on brand name drugs for them is not profitable. So some mom and pop pharmacies don't use brand name. If there's a generic available and you want brand name, they probably will not do it because they don't get the reimbursement rate on that. They won't use, most mom and pop pharmacies. What I mean by mom and pop pharmacy, the neighborhood pharmacy, the one next door. Instead of going to your chain pharmacies, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, those are different. If you want brand name drugs, and there's like Synthroid. Synthroid is so cheap right now either way. So anyway, you can you might want to go to a Proton, especially that Protonix. If you want brand name Proton, I don't know why, but you probably want to go to like a box store like CVS, Walgreens, or something like that.
Here's something I just noticed right here. I'm going to circle this right here. It says savings at a glance. This is an out-of-pocket price. If you have insurance, check your copay first. It may be even lower. So basically,
right,
it's out of pocket, but you want to make sure, but your copay may be lower than that. So they're not saying your copay is going to cover it. That right there is one of, I wanted to circle that for you. So I'm coming right back to you.
Yeah. And then here at the bottom, insulin. Now, insulin is an interesting deal. Now, if we're talking about insulin for one vial, and they're saying, what was it, $25? Now, see here, it says vial, what strength, milliliters, how many? So let's say you needed 4. So I want to,
Scroll that up so I can circle that. Scroll up a little bit more. There you go.
So if you are serious, like some people use 10 vials. So it seems to me that it's $25 a vial. Okay, so if you needed 1 for a month, then that's good. But if you're saying that you normally use 4 a month, then this looks like they're charging, it's $25 per vial. Okay, so you got to make sure you understand that. So that's one of the
here,
things.
We're looking at is this part.
Actually, it's $35 if you want more vials. So how many do you need? 4. So original price would have been $100. They give you a 60. So it's a discounted. So yeah, $35. So that's pretty good. It looks like I don't know if it's the max at 4. But yeah, so that's how I could.
Based on your units, I guess. I'm not a pharmacy technician or anybody who knows pharmaceuticals, so I have no clue what she's talking about on this.
It is based on how many units you use. So it's 100. It's 100 units per ml. So 100 units per ml. Each vial is 10 mLs, so it's 1,000 units per vial.
Wow.
Okay. You got your 1,000 units per vial. Then if you're taking 100 units a day, then that's 3,000, was it 100? That's 300, let's say 100 units a day. That's 3,000 units a month. So then that means you at least need 3 vials in order to have it for the rest of the month. And then technically, if you're type 2 diabetes, you better just go on over there and get yourself some Manjaro,
right,
or some Ozempic and start losing your weight, and hopefully you don't have to worry about getting this too.
Because most of our health problems is from what we put in our mouth. We're learning this as we get more seasoned in life. And most of our health issues are coming from how we eat, what time of day we eat. You know, like you got to have that last piece of cake at 11 o'clock at night, and not just a little piece. No, you got to have the big quarter piece of the pie, of the cake.
A big chunk. Give me that chunk of cake.
You gotta have. You can't do a little slither. Like what am I, a slither? No, give me at least 3 inches wide, and I can eat that and have me a little bit of something sweet to go with it. And you'll go to bed. And you wake up like why?
Sluggish, tired. Right. And you
worse,
really,
you can't go to sleep because you raised your
insulin level. No, you probably would go to sleep because your sugar is so high.
Yeah, sugar crash.
Sugar crash.
But you'll wake up in the middle.
Right, right. That's the reason why you shouldn't eat you should eat at a certain time. You should not have. Everybody likes their midnight snacks. But try not to get that big old piece of cake at night because you go straight to sleep on your stomach. With that, you still want to move around. So it's okay to have a snack here and there,
right.
But sometimes we get overboard. Okay, so I used to limit my carb intake so I can have the cake. My cake at the end. Hey. But even that's still wrong, so you always watch what you're eating, making sure you do it in moderations, making sure that you're eating properly, add more protein, less fat.
Right.
Sometimes calories kind of don't count when you are diabetic. It's more about your carbs, and it's about carbs per calorie too. There are refined sugars. You want to watch that. Processed foods. You want to watch that. Even though grapes and fruit does have sugar, it's natural sugars. So the calorie is a little bit lower, but however, you still
want to limit that.
Technically, you should only have 15 grapes. It's per serving, and so it's always per serving.
That's pretty much where I'm at, about 15 grapes, because we go to our favorite. We had 3 warehouse club. Well, 2 we're officially members of, and we go to one, and they have a really good grape selection, and it's really good. But anyway, we had the Know Your Benefits. That was really great topic, because now we have to Wow, I'm looking at the clock on the wall, as people say, the clock on the wall telling us it's time for us to talk about something else. But anyway, we're going to dig deeper into that. And also, I just got a little alert that came across. Next week, we'll talk about this whole Super Bowl thing that's going on. Apparently, something just came across my screen that people are outraged at the halftime performance. Well, what did you expect? Anyway.
Oh, is it halftime performance already?
I think it ended and or something. I'm not sure. We'll find out after the because we're really not watching it. As you can tell, we're really live, so we're not watching the Super Bowl. 100% live. But we'll pull it up and see what's going on. So we'll talk about that. But we want you to come on over to our store. We want to keep pushing our store. Now, you saw the video. Now there's some things, some Easter eggs in the video. So when you watch the video again, look for this logo. That Faith Over Fear. This is just, also those cups are available in white. And then we have the ones behind us, which is Trust the Process, 7 days a week. Now I had a big mug. I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to actually find you the one that I love. I drink out of every single day. Let me bring this up because my mug is in the way. And this is the one I have every single day. I drink my coffee in this 20-ouncer every day. Not everybody wants a 20-ounce mug, but I love this mug. It's my favorite coffee mug. My first favorite coffee mug I was bringing upstairs, and I broke it. And sorry about the delay. Our internet is being blessed. But you can look at that. Go to our website. And like I said, that's my favorite coffee mug. And you can get that mug. It's available. And I don't know why our internet's acting weird, but we have that. Oh, here it is. Sometimes, y'all, people look at me like, well, you know this stuff. Yeah, but sometimes the stuff be tripping me out. So you pick this up, and yes, we do. I didn't want to add this, but unfortunately our setup is that we do Afterpay and Klarna. So you can go ahead and get that. We have a blanket. We want to put that available? We have this really nice red blanket that's Faith Over Fear. It's a really nice blanket, and we may make it available.
Yes, we're going to be starting doing T-shirts soon, so you'll be able to watch out for that.
Yep.
Look at our T-shirts coming up. One of the things about me and my husband, we believe in God. Right. And we always want things to be done and excellent. We always want to make sure that we are being impartial. We are not judging anybody. So that's the reason why we enjoy doing our podcast. And so this has helped support our vision. This helps support us when we do our producing movies, doing movies. It helps support the podcast to go forward. So that's the reason why we always want you to go ahead and follow us, like us, leave comments, tell us that you watched it, tell us that you're enjoying us. Go to our platforms. We are on several platforms now, and we just appreciate that. Our new platform is RTN, which is Rhema Television Network. We appreciate them over there. Pastor Lloyd, Bishop Eric Lloyd. Bishop Eric Lloyd. We appreciate him allowing us to be on Garrison House Podcast to be on. If you're watching us, thank you so much. We had an uptake in our Facebook page. We had an uptake in our YouTube page, and we just appreciate you guys. So if you logging in right now, go ahead and over there and hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube. And we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you all for watching. We are so happy that we are able to share this information. Those who are watching, we thank you for watching us and staying with us today. But anyway, we have to go. I'm Darnell.
And I'm Angela.
And thank you for watching Garrison.
When the pressure feels too heavy and the road is unclear, I lift my eyes again and whisper, Lord, I know you're near. Some days the storms of life feel louder than the peace I chase, and What life demands feels greater than what I can hold. But still I stand and say, faith over fear. Your presence calms the trembling. Your voice restores my peace. You steady every heartbeat when the doubts refuse to cease. Psalm 96, safe in your shadow, under your wings. You are my refuge, my fortress, my king. You break every snare, you cover me near. Your faithfulness whispers, shall have no fear. So even in the storm, I choose faith over fear. Guard me in the quiet, where my questions stay unspoken. You lift me when I'm fragile, and remind me I'm not broken. Your peace becomes my shelter when the shadows draw near. Your love becomes the anthem, driving out my fear. Your presence calms the trembling. Your voice restores my peace. You steady every heartbeat when the doubts refuse to cease. Under your shadow, I will not be shaken. Under your wings, I'm never forsaken. Your whisper is the anchor I cling to and hear. My child, I am with you. Choose faith over fear. Do you trust me? I hear you gently calling. Yes, Lord, I trust you. When the tears keep falling. Oh, when the storm surrounds me and the waves unclean, my heart still remains. Faith over fear. Do you trust me? Yes,